it is number 12 seeded Arizona State taking on number 13 seed Baylor. That will be at 11:30 Central. The second game will be number 9 seeded Cincinnati against number 16 seed Utah. Number 10 seeded BYU taking on number 15 seed Kansas State. And in the nightcap, number 11 seeded Colorado taking on number 14 seeded Oklahoma State. So the winners for these will go on to face the teams on Wednesday who got the single bye. So the winner of Baylor Arizona State will take on the number 5 seeded your Iowa State Cyclones. That will be the first game of the morning at 11:30. The winner of Utah Cincinnati will take on the number 8 seed UCF. BYU Kansas State, the winner of that game will take on West Virginia, who's the 7th seed. And then the winner of Oklahoma State and Colorado will take on the 6th seeded TCU. And then we head to the double teams with the double buys. The winner of the TCU versus Colorado Oklahoma State game will take on Kansas, who's the 3 seed. The winner of West Virginia versus BYU or Kansas State, the winner of that game will take on Houston. Arizona, the number 1 seed in the Big 12 tournament, will take on the winner of UCF, Cincinnati, or Utah. So take on one of those 3 teams. And then finally, Texas Tech, the number 4 seed, will take on either Iowa State, Arizona State, or Baylor.
All right. Thank you for that, Cody. I guess the first question I should ask is, looking at this bracket, out of the seeds, probably I'll say from 11 to 16, which one of these teams, do you think from that position could possibly make a run to the title game?
A deep run. I could maybe go Baylor, honestly. Maybe.
Yeah.
Because
I think Baylor's athleticism could give Iowa State some trouble. Obviously, we've played tight games with them both times this season, and one at Waco and one at Hilton.
Yeah, and that would be the 3rd time Iowa State faced Baylor.
Yeah.
So at some point Scott Drew is going to get his, but that would probably be the one thing I could see. Outside of that, I'm not seeing anything too impressive out of that first round that could get me. I would say Cincinnati will probably be the team to look out for it in the first round.
Yeah, Cincinnati has shot makers, and Mustafa Cham has gone off. So they could definitely give them. Obviously, a team that hasn't been and not 11 to 16. Look at you see the possibility of UCF shot making. They did give Arizona a run for their money at McHale earlier this year. So you could watch for UCF maybe be in that Friday game. Who knows?
Yeah, and I can say the same thing about TCU actually, because they led Kansas at Allen Fieldhouse for a time before that game went to overtime. So, and with how up and down Kansas has been throughout the year, TCU could catch them on a bad night and find themselves in the semifinals.
Honestly, I'm gonna call my shot. I think TCU upsets Kansas, dude.
Yeah,
I see the vision. I think they're gonna upset Kansas. Kansas this year has sort of been has left a lot more to be desired, and I could be totally wrong, and Kansas could just make a run to the title game, but I just don't know if they're gonna outlast Houston. And TCU has been playing well for the last month or so. So I just think TCU has the horses to make it to Saturday's championship game. Probably will end against Houston, but I do think they're going to win there. Do think they're going to beat Kansas.
Yeah. So looking at the outlook for a lot of these teams, where do you see Iowa State? Because if we're talking NCAA seeding wise, Iowa State would probably they're safely a 3, but do you think they could move up to a 2 with a couple wins in Kansas City?
Yes. Oh yeah, for sure. So here's how I look at it. Iowa State, I think, will win at least the first game. If we can go and beat Tech again, obviously, it's going to depend on Tech's shot making. I do think though that they'll cool off, and Iowa State's going to have a lot. Tech brings a decent amount of fans, but it's going to be Hilton South down there on Thursday. Especially, there's going to be a whole bunch of Iowa State fans there at 11:30 a.m. So if you go and win those two, and then you go into Friday at 6. I truly do think with Arizona being far away from home, and Iowa State basically even though it will be a neutral site game, if you're able to beat a top ranked Arizona, the number one seed Arizona, like I think that has to cement you as a 2 seed. I mean, even if you beat Texas Tech, I think that could bump you up to a 2 seed.